Hi, I hope everyone can hear me. Hello, welcome to Black Girl Problems and stuff. So looks like I've got banned from the G block, the toxic block. You know what it's taught me? I think I've only been back about 5 weeks on that G block thing, and I was gone for about a year on that G block thing, and I've only lasted 5 weeks, and I've managed to get banned. But um am I bothered? No, I'm not bothered because I've got a life and I've got a life and I've got my own channel and stuff like that. But um, according to him, according to Velle, the man that thinks he's some type of fucking god and he thinks his G Block channel's like a force for good, not just not like the Black Jerry Springer experience. Um, but I was banned for making videos and mocking somebody's dead child, apparently. Um, Not actually meant to anyone's dead child. The only people I've mocked is the people that have mocked me. So that little fat boy, that Ghanaian little Esau, that little fucking fat boy, that little Muslim black guy, he was the one that was calling me mentally unstable or calling me crazy. Never met me in Speaker's Corner, yeah. And then God had the last laugh, and he died, yeah. And I had a good laugh about that. When he was buried, the day he was buried, I made a whole video about it, and I danced on his grave. And people were like, oh, so then I had to leave the G block, obviously, because like fucking Velle the fucking hypocrite was in his fucking feelings again. And they were all trying to get me to apologise and oh, it's really bad, oh, you're a really bad person, but and I was like, no, you can't insult me when you're alive, and then when you fucking drop dead, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry you're dead. No, I'm not sorry you're fucking dead. Serves you fucking right. When you were alive, you were a fucking bully. That's what you were. Yeah, you were a toxic little fucking black man that was a fucking bully. Yeah? And I like being slandered, especially when I haven't fucking met you from fucking Adam. So no, I don't give a shit that you're fucking dead. Now your wife ain't got a fucking husband and your kids ain't got a father. Maybe you should have been a better fucking human being, Esau, when you were on the fucking planet, innit it? Yeah? Not my problem that you got unalive by whatever. Don't know how you died. That was about 3 years ago. I don't give a fuck. That's not my fucking problem. But it serves you fucking right. Um, then this Lady D fucking Ruth, this other fucking fool. Um, her son was unalive before it's like 2013. This is the same bitch that was threatening to unalive me. Being, you know, she is. I don't want to call her racist. She's not racist to Nigerians because we're all the same race, you know. But she's prejudiced to Nigerians, and she thinks that we should bow down to her and pretend like we're Jamaicans and like, worship Marcus Garvey, that little fucking fraud, and all this other bullshit. But I don't care about all that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not Jamaican. Don't want to be Jamaican. I'm more than happy to be what the fuck I am. Yeah. Um. But she's just like one of these Jamaican nationalists. But she is very toxic. She's another one that's very toxic. Vile little creature. Um, but digging into her story, I found out that her son's killer has never been found. Yeah, from what I can find out on the murder of her son, never been found, and she hasn't spent her time trying to find her son's killer. She spent her time threatening to underline me and all the other people that she disagrees with. Yeah, that's what she does with her spare time. Yeah, but and then another thing, I remember when she was mocking me, mocking my children, mocking my family, all this other fucking shit. So I'm like, fuck you, and fuck your son as well. I don't give a fuck that your son is dead. You mock my child, I gotta fucking mock you too. I don't give a fuck. Yeah? Don't give a fuck, yeah? Now, another thing with it is, I remember another reason why, so I went back on the Gblock after about a year. I've only been there about 5 weeks. And fucking Velle the fucking hypocrite has spent he spent a considerable amount of time trying to get me to apologise to Lady D. But I'm a big believer in if I didn't like you when you were alive, I sure as hell ain't gonna like you when you're fucking dead. And I'm not shook of death. Do you know what I mean? This is how you this is how I am, this is how you find me. You know, I'm not gonna be going, oh, I'm so sorry you're dead now, you're fucking dead and all this other bullshit. No, if I didn't like you in death, I sure as hell ain't gonna fucking if I didn't like you in life, sorry, I sure as hell ain't gonna like you in fucking death. You know what I mean? I'm not shook of meeting my maker. Do you know what I mean? And if I have to tell God what fucking time it is, I'm gonna fucking tell him too. Do you know what I mean? I think it's really dishonorable to pretend that you care that someone dropped dead if you didn't like them in life. Do you know what I mean? It's just people that do that have only shook of death and the shook of meeting the hellfire. I don't care about hellfire. Do you know what I mean? I am who I am. End of. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't like hypocrisy. So I remember the last time when that Nigerian criminal Jediah a few years ago. I remember when he was mocking my dead father, and that fucking Velle wouldn't let me on and didn't say anything. He let that man insult my father, and my father died in like 2016. Nothing to do with Jediah. Then that's when I started insulting Jediah and his fucking dead mother. Yeah, because normally I don't go around insulting people's dead relatives unless you're insulting mine. Yeah. So that's why I don't. I can see why Jupiter is pissed off with Velle and people just think Velle is a hypocrite because he is. He's a hypocrite. He doesn't care about people insulting anybody's dead relatives as long as it's not his and all the Jamaicans like Lady D. She's a Jamaican, so he's like, oh, you know, that's his friend. That's why he cares. But I'm not his friend. Jupiter's not his friend. Wendy's not his friend. All these other people are not his friends. That's why he don't give a fucking shit. Yeah. All it is Jamaican nationalism. But he's a hypocrite. You know, his channel is not. It's not a force for good. It's just a gossiping channel. It's like the Black Jerry Springer experience. He even had a whole show called the Velle Kyle experience on Friday, which was just insults. Do you know what I mean? I've never had a channel like that. You can't just come on my channel and start insulting people left, right, and centre and stuff like that. Now, now he kept on trying to get me to apologise and say I can't make videos on Lady D's son. I'm gonna make whatever fucking videos I want on my own fucking channel because I'm the one that pays the fucking bills. I pay the internet, I pay the fucking electric, and I bought this Apple Mac. Velle never fucking paid for fucking shit, yeah? So anytime I feel like making anything on my fucking channel, I'm gonna do it. And I don't need to ask no fucking Velle for nothing. You can go and suck my tit 100 times and you can kiss my black ass, yeah? You don't like it, that's your business. But my beef with Lady D is my beef. I don't know why you as a fucking man want to get involved in a beef between two black women, you know? Mind your own fucking business, yeah? That's all you gotta fucking do. But you know, there's bare feminine, you know, there's bare moist black men like that. There's a lot of black men that are moist like that, that they want to get involved in a woman's beef that ain't got fuck all to do with them. Yeah? Let him mind his own fucking business, yeah? Now, so since I know what he did, and since that he has no problem with my father being insulted, I don't listen to a word that Velle says. I do what the fuck I want on my channel when I want. Do you know what I mean? And if Lady D wait for me to apologize to her, you're gonna be waiting until I get called home. I get called to the heavens and I meet Jesus Christ because I'm not sorry and I'm not gonna be apologizing. All I did was teach that bitch a lesson, and she's not threatening me anymore. She don't run my name anymore because she knows I will drag her from fucking London and fucking spin her jaw for her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not calling Machine Gun Betty for nothing. Yeah, I'm not shook of nobody. Fuck you and fuck your family, innit? Yeah. Now, Yes, so but another thing is as well, it's just taught me that I've got to build up my own channel. And to tell you the truth, I have actually really I've got a couple of different channels, so this is why you don't really see me on this channel, because I'm on my other channels either doing my roller skating, skateboarding, I'm either doing my drumming, I'm either doing my fucking guitar videos, or I'm looking at doing fashion, makeup, fashion. That's where I am. This channel I kind of just left it because all these emotive subjects like um racism, religion, and all these other fucking shit. Um, they're very emotive subjects, and I'm just trying to be a bit more positive in that sense. You can really draw people out when you talk about race and religion and all that other politics. So um, I suppose I'm just evolving. But to tell you what I would like to do with this channel is more to do like more African history, like when the Vikings met the Africans. That's the type of things, or when the Vikings met the Native Americans. Those are the type of things I'd more like to do. More professional videos on this channel than Beef Central. That's another thing. I don't really like beefing on this channel, but that's just life, isn't it? There's nobody that lives a life without conflict, so it'd be silly for me to keep on trying to make this channel some channel that's beef free. It doesn't make sense because life isn't a life without conflict and stuff like that. But like, let Velle go. Oh, this is how Betty got banned and finger, but blah 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 blah. He banned me because he could not control me, and he thought I would yield to his hypocrisy and double standards, and I'm not going to yield. I don't give a shit who you ban. I don't give a shit whether you ban me or not. I'm still gonna fucking shine without your fucking ass anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's why I have my own fucking channel, innit? Yeah. Um. But yeah, he just stands by it and lets women get attacked by that Chrissy Morris, that little white guy that's the BNP member. Um that Chrissy Morris, the guy that got banned from the council, um, that's what he does in general. There's people like that that go around like, and Chrissy Morris, like, so that's why for me, like, like if you're a white guy, yeah, and you're friends with people that are from the BNP, yeah, don't come here lecturing me, yeah. And that's what this Chrissy Morris does. So every single time, and one thing I really don't like is don't try and say that I didn't insult Lady D's son. I didn't actually insult Lady D's son until she started insulting me and insulting my children. So I was like, nah, you can't have it both ways, sweetheart. Do you know what I mean? And I don't have to prove to you whether I have children or not. That's not your business. That's my business, yeah? If you don't believe I have children, that's perfectly fine. I don't care, yeah? You're not their parent. I'm the fucking parent. I'm the one that carried them. Mind your fucking business, yeah? Um, but this Chrissy Morris, like, this is what I mean. These, like, people like Velle, Chrissy Morris, all these little fucking hypocrites. Like, they talk one thing and then do another. Yeah, you can't tell someone about doing something yourself if you're not going to do it. Yeah, so I don't care. But yes, so I'm not crying just because I got banned from the Gblock. It's not the end of the fucking world. It's just a fucking channel in the grand scheme of things. I've got about fucking 5 different channels. Something tells me that I'm gonna be fine on YouTube without the fucking Gblock. And I just want to say thank you to Jupiter for standing up for me because she could see the hypocrisy. You know, I literally just said when Chrissy Morris was going, "Oh, you were mocking Lady D's dead son, and you were making videos about Lady D's dead son," and I'm like, "Look, go speak to the murderer." Yeah, and that's what I would say to anybody. Right? Don't. I'm not sorry about Lady D's dead son. I don't give a shit, and I don't like Lady D either. Yeah. If anyone's upset about Lady D's dead son being unalive, go and speak to the murderer. In fact, actually go and find who murdered him. That's the reason why she's upset. Because someone unalived her firstborn, and 13 years later, They've never found them. That's why she's upset. Yeah? End of. So yeah. Anyway. And another thing is this parasocial relationships that people have. Like if you've not met me in person, you don't have my telephone number. We ain't friends. You don't know me. Yeah? You don't know me. We're not friends. Do you know what I mean? If you're not having personal conversations with me, we're not friends. You know what I want you to know. Yeah? And that's what people need to know. Yeah? Don't get all these parasocial relationships where you get attached to someone that you've never met. You don't ring. You don't chill in person. All this stuff, and this is what too often people do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also don't care for the people that don't care for you. Yeah, like this girl Sosa, she was sick of mocking child abuse. She's like mocking me. Like, oh, you got sexually abused as a kid, Betty. Yes, so what? And I survived. And she's there sitting there mocking what happened to me as a child on fucking Velle's channel, and Velle's doing nothing about it. So you honestly think I don't give a shit about what Velle thinks? Jedi comes on and starts mocking my dead father. Velle does nothing about it. You think I give a shit about what Velle thinks after all those different things that he's done? So let him ban me. Let him gloat about banning me. Like I give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, fam. Anyway, latest people. But yeah, Velle's channel is the toxic block. He's a fucking hypocrite and he enjoys seeing people abused and he enjoys seeing people mock people's dead family members. Yeah? The only time he gets upset is if you mock a Jamaican person's family member or anyone who's his friend. He's a hypocrite and he's not a force for good. Latest people.